Welcome back to another session of Black Ice Reality Check. I'm your host, Black Ice. We are on the set now with a doctor of veterinary medicine. We were just joking about that.
Yeah.
Cassie Smith, welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Now you got on a plane from Ohio. I'm a Michigan guy. She's an Ohio State guy. Go Blue. She's like, whatever. Ohio State, no pun intended.
Right.
But she wanted to come on the podcast. I'm like, if you were worried about you being nervous, I was more worried about myself.
Okay.
Like, what intrigued you about coming out here?
I liked your Instagram, and I thought your perspective was interesting.
Yeah.
For a male perspective, so
and we
there's
have
a lot of truth to it.
We have some debates on cats, right?
Right.
You have a cat, right?
I do.
So anyways, before I start, I want to talk about the product. New product. This is plugging my brand. I have a supplement company, Black Eye Supplements, HV Alpha. It's a cognitive focus, brain enhancement supplement that we have on the market. Go to the description box down below on the YouTube channel. Click on the link. Shop Black Eye Store to go get your product. So there we go. So you came all the way from Ohio. You just got here today.
I did.
This morning.
Yeah, early. Like
here
7.
for the weekend, ready to tear up the dance floor.
Something like that.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So now, you are a veterinarian in Ohio.
Correct.
And that's how long you've been a vet for?
13 years.
13 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you graduated from Ohio State.
Ohio State. The Ohio State.
What's the name? You sound like a football player. The Ohio State. There's only one school, right?
That's the official name, though. It's the Ohio State University.
Buckeyes. Okay. And your relationship status?
I'm dating someone.
You're dating somebody. Okay. And have you been married before?
I have. Yeah.
Once, twice?
Once.
And you have children?
No, he had kids.
So you have no kids, and you mind me asking your age?
I just turned 40.
Oh, okay. All right. So my Instagram intrigued you, and we were talking about what were some of the questions you had about my comments or suggestions on the YouTube or on Instagram? What were some of the things you had good questions about?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was talking about if a woman was independent, that they couldn't be submissive, or that they couldn't get an alpha man because they're too dominant. So something along those lines.
So the independent woman, independent means you're independent, right? Of anything. You're self-sufficient. And so to be in a relationship, you have to give up something, right? And so when somebody says they're independent, it's like, well, how do you be independent in a relationship? Then it means you're by yourself.
Right.
So if I'm an independent guy, well, then I'm not going to be in a relationship because I'm by myself. That was the whole response, I think. And maybe there was some confusion around that.
Yeah. I mean, I thought there was one that you had about if a girl's financially independent and they're like a boss woman and make 6 figures, that basically they're going to be alone, or it was something.
Most of the time,
well,
the data, and this again, messenger here, most women that are highly educated and very successful are generally unmarried and single by facts, by data, right? And it's because to be as successful as they are, or you are, is there's masculine tendencies that come along with that to be successful. You're driven, you have that drive, that boss bee mentality. And that's hard in a relationship because biologically, when you're in this relationship with a successful man, now there's a struggle, the power struggle, right?
Right.
And what happens is there generally becomes a blow up, right? And there's no relationship left. And so example, again, I'm not coming at you, but you're dating. Unless you're living with, this is my definition of a relationship. You're dating until you live together. Right.
That's true.
So you're not single, but you're dating.
Right.
So as an example, you're a veterinarian, you're successful, you got probably a master's or bachelor's?
A bachelor's and a doctorate.
A doctorate?
Yeah.
And
DVM.
You make over 6 figures a year.
Yeah.
So there's an example, right? And it's for you to date somebody and be in a serious relationship, first of all, they have to be at your success level and above, socio and economical level. So they're going to have to make way over 6 figures, right?
Right.
And then that person that's making over 6 figures, they're in the top 1% income in America. They're going to have options.
Right.
So so a lot of those individuals have a tendency to be in a situation where, because they have options, money's not important to them. They're looking for a feminine, fit, attractive, a woman that's submissive to the cause. I won't say submissive to the guy, but they're not in a leadership role in the relationship. The man's in the leadership role. So a lot of the women in your position don't want to take the back seat because they're in a leadership position at their job or their business and their life. Like if you want to go buy, I see you got the Chanel shoes, right? You want to go drop $1,000. I don't know the price, but
I mean, you're probably right around
it's $1,175.
Yeah,
it's almost
like
$1,175, right?
Right.
And the guy's not going to say no because it's your money, right? Or you're already doing it. You're not used to. And so for those guys, the challenge is like, and I'm not saying this is you, but if I have a choice, and I'm not in the top 1%, I'm looking for the person. It's not an age thing. This is where a lot of people get it twisted in my space. They think, oh, they want young women. No, it's not about that. It's what comes along with that. And the older a woman gets, the more set in her ways. It's hard. It'd probably be hard for you to take a back seat.
I don't think that's true. So I think as far as relationship, like I always go for the alpha male, and I always want a man that leads. Like I have very traditional values. Like if we're driving somewhere, the guy should be driving, opening doors, all of those things. So
I have a question. This is a trivia question. This is good.
Yeah.
It's rare.
Right.
You would agree.
It is. But
you have lady friends, and you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Guy's worth $500 million a year. I don't know, and I'm not talking about your guy friend. And he's like, look, I travel a lot. I want you to give up your career. We're going to get married. Would you do it?
What does that entail?
Maybe he has businesses in Monaco, Milan. He travels the world, and he puts you on payroll, hires you as a VP of communications, just to give you a payroll. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? But because these guys don't.
Yeah.
You're working a lot of hours.
But I don't want to work as hard as I am right now. I'm working 50, 60 hours right now because I want the extra money because it's just me. So.
Right. So just you and your cat.
Yeah, I've only been divorced for a year. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in a relationship for 10 years.
So you were married for 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you mind me asking why you guys got divorced?
It fell apart the last couple years. So he became really controlling. His personality changed a lot, and he became really controlling and just really negative, obsessed with politics all the time. I mean, all the time. And the conservative propaganda. Like, I have a lot of conservative values, but he was like,
he was over obsessed with it.
And if you didn't want to partake in that, he would kind of get mad. It's like whatever he wanted to watch, that was what what he wanted me to watch. So he stopped watching movies together, stopped having date nights, stopped text throughout the day, all the things you do that are basic in a relationship. Goodbye kiss in the morning.
So
all
did
that
he file?
Stopped. I did.
You left?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I couldn't take it anymore. I mean, I told him what I needed, and he would leave. It got to the point where he would just leave and go out, because we had property, and go out there to work, and he'd be there morning till 10 o'clock at night, and not even say where he's going, and just leave. So it was like this all summer long for a couple years. Okay. Yeah.
And so you don't think anything, so you had nothing you feel to do with that breakup of that marriage at all? It was just pretty much him? Or?
I think that, hindsight's 20/20. So I think you could always have tried more, to communicate better, but he was really hard to communicate with at that point. If you try to talk to him, he just kind of blow it off.
Was this during the COVID situation?
Yeah, it started around then, yeah, because
I think a lot of people had a lot of mental.
We separated the end of 2021, so yeah.
Right, they had a lot of mental issues.
And he's one that I think he had issues too, because the kids left, they went to their moms when they got in high school. Both of the boys did that. They were always with their dad, and then when they got to be teenagers, they butt heads with their dad, so they would go to their moms, and he would say it didn't bother him, but it clearly did. He's one that would always say things didn't bother him and wouldn't talk, speak on it when you could tell it does. So.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And then you met this other guy a year out after your divorce?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you and this guy now are how long you guys been dating?
We've been dating since October, but it's progressing slow, which I think is good, since I just got out of a big relationship. So, because he travels a lot.
So he's gone work. 80% of the time?
A lot of time. Yeah, during football, he'll be here all through football until January.
Okay, so he's involved in the football.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
His son plays for Ohio State. Yeah.
Oh.
His starter.
Oh, okay. Well, don't say the name. I don't want to
Okay,
expose.
I won't.
Yeah, I don't want to expose. That's personal for them. I mean, but what if his son played for Michigan? Just kidding.
Never.
Could you date a guy that was? Oh, really?
I don't know. I like Derek Jeter until I saw him on the sidelines at the Ohio State-Michigan game.
Derek Jeter?
And I said he broke my heart. Yeah.
Oh,
because he was on the Michigan side because he was going to go to school there.
Oh, Derek Jeter. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's a Yankee, but that's okay. So you're not dating anybody else. You're not open to dating other. So you're set on this guy.
Yeah.
So if this guy says, "Hey, I want you to quit your job," would you travel with him?
I mean, I think that'd be fun.
So you're open to that.
Yeah.
Or you're open to being married again then?
Definitely. I miss that part of life. Just I miss being a wife and like maintaining.
Would you
a home.
relocate to a different town or city?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow. So you're ready to go.
Yeah.
You're like, I got an 800 number. People are calling in right now. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So has he been married before?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are open to the possibility. Have you talked about it?
Yeah. I mean, he said he has there's a lot of business goals he has right now, and his son, the idea would be after this year would probably be going in the NFL draft. So I think once all of that's like, all that focus is gone as far as really settling down.
So he's
talking,
wow.
a couple years to get married, which is, I'm not in a rush. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll be somewhat famous.
Yeah.
Right?
Something like that.
You'd be going to the NFL games.
Yeah,
Hey, I want front row tickets. No.
Right.
No, so let's talk about sports real quick. So obviously Ohio State, Buckeyes, right? Mm-hmm. And then what about, you said you're getting into pro football?
Yeah.
What's your team?
Oh, put me on the spot.
Cleveland Browns?
I mean, my dad, always a Cleveland fan, so I don't know. I like the New York Giants too.
You like the Giants?
I like usually the underdog is. I mean, I like the Bengals have Joe Burrows. I like him too. Well, he was originally at Ohio State.
Raiders suck. You'd be a Raider fan out here.
Yeah.
Relocate, and I'm a Seahawk guy, so it is what it is. But we were average team, but that's good. Joe Burrows, okay, all right. What about any thoughts of the Jets with their quarterback now, like left Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers?
I'm not that far in yet.
Okay, you're just getting started.
But I started watching the show on Netflix, The Quarterback. That was good. It's pretty interesting.
Okay, so your most hated team in college is definitely Michigan.
Right.
Wow, and I'm surprised you still came out here. That's awesome. Okay, good deal. So, any other questions that you have? I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but any controversial things that you saw on my Instagram or YouTube that you want to discuss, that you like to talk about, that you don't agree with? What, as far as relationships, about the man leading, high valued men?
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as with high valued men, I understand the part of, if a woman, like we were talking about, makes six figures, that a lot of times they'll have masculine qualities, but I also think you can make that type of money and be feminine. So I don't think it's always the case where they're, I'm independent and I want to be alpha. I don't, because I know I'm not that way. So
yeah, but and you're the exception, the rule, right? Here's the rule, the exception, which is rare.
Right.
I mean, I'll tell you that I've been in corporate America since the mid '90s. And it's been 9 times out of 10. But the technology space, a lot of the women are very, very masculine, very woke, very feminist type women. So you don't consider yourself a feminist, but you're a feminine woman.
Right.
And do you think that falls in line with a lot of women that are conservative or on the conservative side?
Yeah, I think it's more conservative for sure.
And do you feel that's a region status issue, or do you feel like most of the women that you associate with in your area or community or association is like that? Or
I don't think so. No, I think it's just me as I've gotten older, just realizing what values I have, and just realizing that I tend to go more conservative than liberal. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, what do you, when you look at the younger generation of women, what do you see their challenges that they're having? It's a different.
It's really different. I think social media has changed everything. I think people have a lot of body image problems just from things they see on social media.
What do you mean? Like,
I mean, I don't know if you've seen the Barbie movie, but I saw it, and I just thought the agenda for that movie didn't make sense to me as someone who grew up with Barbie dolls. It was about basically making Barbie out to be body shaming, and I never felt like that because most girls don't look like her.
Okay, let's talk about that
Yeah.
because I don't feel okay.
It's kind of what the movie.
I grew up with G.I. Joe,
Right.
and then
Yeah,
the girls had
dolls.
Ken and Barbie,
Yeah.
right? And we played with the G.I. Joe and the Evel Knievel, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I looked at the character that played Barbie, I didn't consider her a Barbie.
Right.
I mean, when she was in the movies, God, I can't remember.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide, yeah, I was like, whoa. But again, she didn't fit the Barbie profile, right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't see the movie, so they were shaming somebody that was sexy. Is that what it was doing?
Well, they called her in the movie stereotypical Barbie, and then there was a bunch of different girls with different body types that they were all calling, saying they were all Barbies.
Yeah, see,
So
that's the woke version.
for me, I mean, I loved Barbies growing up, and I didn't feel like it made sense to me.
Yeah, so Hollywood's went so woke that,
Yeah.
I saw a meme today, give you an example. Sinead O'Connor passed away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't care for her, but I don't wish that on anybody. That's sad, right? So, because she burned the American flag back when we were younger, we remember that.
Right.
That was way back. I think it was early 90s maybe, or 80s. She burned the American flag, right? So the meme came out today, and they showed this black woman with bald hair, and they said she's going to play the new Sinead O'Connor. And it was kind of a joke, but almost being serious because Disney and Hollywood has been so woke that they're trying to push these false ideologies. And if we don't change the look of, the Seven Dwarfs, right, and the princess, right, if we don't make her black, it's not good. It's like, well, that's not what she was. Snow White wasn't black.
Right.
But that's how they're going, right?
Right.
And so with Barbie, they're trying to spin this positive spin on body positivity. And there was this article that just came out with the gal, I can't remember the name. I'm drawing blanks today. But she's getting sued by her team because she was telling them they were too big, and she's big. I can't remember the rapper,
Right.
but the artist, right?
Okay.
And so what's happening now is everybody's being hypocritical, right, about the situation. But I didn't see the movie. I don't have.
Yeah, it falls along with, like, I don't know if you notice with stores like Victoria's Secret, like all of their
I'm glad you brought this up.
It's completely different now.
Thank
It's
you. We're
completely
getting into it.
different. And they don't do the fashion show anymore, like the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
That's what we watch as guys.
Abercrombie completely changed.
Abercrombie went after. Okay, here I'm biracial.
Because I worked there when it was, in college.
I'm biracial, and then they made Abercrombie & Fitch to be this racial.
Yeah.
And I didn't agree with that. I said, no, they didn't. You can find negativity in anything. If people were to see yours and my skeletons in the closet, they'd be like, oh my God. We all got skeletons. We all did stupid shit or good shit that we're not proud of showing.
Right.
But the whole body positivity movement, here's the thing. Beauty is objective, not subjective. If men scientifically have a hip to body ratio, symmetrical face that we find attractive, that's objective, right? Objective truth. A lot of women will say it's subjective. No, it's not. And so they're trying to get this small sector community to make themselves feel better about themselves, right? We want to give you a free trophy, just a participation trophy to make you feel good. That's part of the problem with the children now. They're very soft.
Right.
And I'm not talking about men abusing women, none of that stuff, okay? It always goes into the negative sector. But with this whole, and I get upset. And it's not, I don't hate obese people. I don't hate anybody. I may not agree with you being gay or your views or transgenderism. I don't hate you. I'm going to treat everybody equal. You step at me, I'm going to step at you. I'll go toe to toe.
Right.
But when you have an obese person when you walk down the mall and I see the Victoria, it makes me sick to my stomach because you're trying to portray something that's beauty as physical beauty. They're a beautiful person inside, but physically that's not beautiful. That's unattractive. It's unhealthy. The visceral fat around your organs is very unhealthy.
Right.
And it drives up healthcare costs. It portrays to little women that it's okay to be obese. It's not okay to be obese. You can be okay with who you are as a person, but you should strive to be healthier. And so what it does is says, oh, I can be fat and beautiful. Okay, as a person, and this is where women get this twisted, misconstrued. I ask women on my panel, how do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? And they all say the same thing. They'll say 10 or 9 or 8. Well, I'm a beautiful person. I got a great characteristic. I didn't say that. Looks-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, a lot of them are delusional, right?
Right.
And so with these women now, I'm seeing that the oversized women is being more acceptable.
Right. And I just, like you said, with beauty, like as far as physical beauty, I don't think that people that, try to stay fit, or a woman that tries to stay fit and stay a certain shape, it's almost like making out that that's bad, and that people that are overweight, that's, better and that's acceptable. And I don't agree with that.
And it's a participation trophy award. I feel bad. You're sectoring me out, putting me to the side, and it's like, don't do that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, wait a minute. And this is the excuse. Well, I have a problem. Okay, you're getting help. Stop eating food. Stop buying that food. Mm-hmm. I mean, our portion sizes are huge. Yeah. And people eat when they're till they're full, and when they're depressed, they eat. Mm-hmm. Right. The joke is home with a cat, watching Netflix with their grocery store wine, eating a pizza.
Right.
You can't do that.
No.
And people that don't want to work out, like if you walk every day for 30 minutes a day or 20 minutes, just at a decent pace. I'm not talking about the grandma speed walking with the weights.
Right.
You see her with the weights on and the headband, right? Mm-hmm. The Footloose headband, right? Or whatever. You'll burn calories. You'll burn fat, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that what's happening with the younger generation, I went to my daughter's high school open house. She's 16, right? Junior.
Right.
And she wants to go to the gym. She wants to meal prep. She's always in the gym. She's always doing cardio. I'm not telling her to, right? But she's like, I gotta
lift weights.
She works out, but she's like on the cardio, right?
Yeah.
And I get in there and I'm looking at some of the kids. I'm like, dude, I played football. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that guy is like 280 in high school. Now, I know the more growth hormone, the GMOs, all that stuff. He's a big boy. Just big kids. I'm like, dude, he's got to be a left tackle, right? Mm. He's going to go pro, right? But then I look at some of the girls. I'm like, dude, these girls are huge.
Right.
They're big.
No, I think too, now, everybody DoorDashes. Like my best friend DoorDashes for her kid all the time, and she'll get her all this food. I'm like, that's so much fat. Like she'll just get her whatever she wants, and it's corn dogs and all this fried
Sounds
food.
like my son, but my son has the fastest metabolism, like a rabbit.
I mean, boys are different.
Yeah,
sometimes.
but my daughter, she was getting a little bit like that, and then she started recognizing that and started.
But I think there's just a shift because as more women are working too, it's just there's not as many home cooked meals, so
more
it's
tech
more
jobs.
It's more fast food and DoorDash. And
so do you cook a lot?
I mean, it's just me. So when I was married, I would, on my day off, I would go get groceries. I would cook something for him that would last 3 days. I'd make myself something separate.
Wow.
I'd clean the whole house. I did all of it.
Wow, you're like a superstar woman here.
Yeah, so I mean, I miss that part of, being domestic like that. But yeah, absolutely.
Wow. And so you're working 50, 60 hours a week too.
Right now. Usually it's 40, but I'm picking up extra days because it's just me.
Because you got to travel to Vegas all the time and come on the podcast. This girl wants to come to podcast, this lady. Wow. And you're still, I mean, it's interesting though too, because I'm seeing this shift too of the mindset too, is where, like I say, the women want to be men. And I'm not talking about the transgender, but I'm talking about these women have taken on masculine roles and blaming the men. But feminists in school have changed the mindset of women. Mm-hmm. I was watching this podcast. You know Patrick Bet-David?
No.
He was doing this podcast, and he said one of his friends, it's a C-suite executive.
Okay.
He sent his girl off to a college in Illinois. He won't say the school, or Chicago, Midwest. We'll just say that.
Okay.
And he spent $200,000, right? And the first year she came back, she was distant from him. The second year, she didn't really care for him. The third year she was mad at him, and the fourth year she was angry because he's a capitalist. And he goes,
That's crazy.
I paid the college to turn my daughter away from me. And she's so socialist now that she's anti-dad because he's a successful C-suite capitalist in a big company.
Yeah.
And college is like literally ruining the minds. Now, when you went to college, did you see a lot of feminist professors or socialist professor men or anything
No,
like that?
I feel like it was a lot different then.
Really?
I think there's been a huge change in mindset.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember it being like that, but I see it now with news stories, the media.
Do you interact and I don't want to talk about your employees, but do you see a lot of the younger women now like taking on more of a masculine role? Like, do you interact with any young women at all?
Yeah, I mean, we have a few like veterinary assistants. Some of the other veterinarians are women too. I don't know if I've noticed that where I work at, but I mean, I've seen it other places.
What about?
I think that things have changed though with as far as school and like work with like how situations are handled. It's like people are afraid to get, to really tell people when they screw up, to really get on somebody. It's like it's so much more sugar-coated now than it used to be. Like when I was in veterinary school, if we answered something and it was wrong, they would tell us that was a stupid answer. Like now I feel like people are afraid to say things like that because people get too offended so easily.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
They have thin skin and a hard heart, and they don't have thick skin and a soft heart.
Right.
And that's why when I deal with people, it's like, tell it to me straight. I can handle it, right? I can adjust the compass, right?
Like I think you have to have a thicker skin, and I think a lot of people now don't. They get upset over, just if you point out something they did wrong, and even if you're nice about it, they'll get upset. But when I was working as a veterinary assistant in college, we'd get yelled at, and you took it because you screw up, you get yelled at. Wow. Now it's different.
Okay. So I want to go back to this. I was just thinking about something to ask you about this relationship. So he travels, how much of the time is he gone? 80% of the time?
Yeah, I would say he's gone quite a bit. Yeah.
So he's not dating anybody else either?
No.
Has he brought it up or?
I mean, I think we're, pretty much from what we've discussed, I think we're exclusive. So.
And how long you guys been together?
We've been dating since, we started dating in October.
October, November, December, January, February, March, April.
Yeah.
But he's been gone most of the time?
He's gone a lot, yeah.
Okay, you talk to him every day?
Yeah, we text. I don't always call him every day.
Okay.
But
so are you fine with that type of relationship where he's traveling all the time?
I mean, I'm fine with it now. I mean, I'm fine if he travels and it gets more,
but you gotta
serious.
But you got to accept that if he's traveling that much when you guys are together, serious, right?
Right.
Can you handle that?
I mean, I've done it this already since October.
But you're not living together. That's different.
I mean, I think so.
I don't consider it serious until you're living together.
I think, in the beginning, you don't really know when you first meet someone if they're serious about you or not. As time's gone on, I feel that it is exclusive. You know what I mean? Like as you get to know someone, you kind of like your gut instinct, that if they're.
And where does he travel to? Different states or just countries? Or?
He travels to Panama because he has business there. He travels to Arizona because he has business there as well. And then Columbus he lives there when during football his son plays there. So he's about to sell his house in Arizona. So I think he'll be in Columbus more. He wants to buy a house there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he go to Ohio State or no?
He did not. So he was drafted when he was in Panama by the Blue Jays. So he played baseball.
Oh, he's a baseball player.
Yeah.
Is he Panamanian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he
okay.
is. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was down there, so that's a fun. I like Panama.
Yeah.
I think it's a good place. Have you guys ever thought about living there too?
I mean, he has a condo there too.
Oh, so you're like, have you been down there?
I haven't yet.
Oh, okay. So wait.
I just got my passport recently. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah,
they didn't want you leaving the country.
So
you're dangerous.
So
okay.
That's on the list.
Okay, good deal. So the future is to be told, right?
Right.
And any other questions that you have, like that I can answer, or you think that we should talk about that regarding relationships?
I don't think so.
No?
I think we got most of it.
Most of it.
Yeah.
And you came all the way here? There wasn't anything else? I know there was some stuff. I can't remember the messages on Instagram that you had regarding some of the
What?
the
You
cat
have
thing.
to pull it up. Yeah, the cats was one of the things, the stereotypical
Yeah.
saying that if women are single
But
and have cats.
and I say that when I should elaborate, single and or living with a man, right? So
Right.
because when the guy comes in, the cats, it's a different deal. It's a cats are weird,
Yeah.
right?
But my ex-husband, he didn't like cats, and then I came along, and he was the one that wanted to move my cat in, and then we ended up with 2 more, and now he still has 2 of them. And I sent you the picture. He wore it out that I got him that said "Real men love
I
cats."
don't think you said.
I sent it to you.
Did you send it to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It said "Real men love cats," and he wore it out to a restaurant.
But you guys aren't together. That's my
I know,
point.
my
Cats
point
break
was-
people up, right?
But my point is that he ended up loving them as much as I did, and that's why he still has 2 of them.
I think I'm
So-
allergic to them.
Have you lived with one?
I have. Well, I grew up with cats when I
Okay.
was younger, but even my dog's supposed to be hyperallergenic. If I get near him too much, I start having allergy.
Yeah.
Because the Silky Terriers are hyperallergenic. The Yorkies, I don't know, because the Silky Terriers have hair, not fur,
Right.
right? But he's half Papillon, half Yorkie. They think I rescued him from Petco,
Oh, okay.
right? So he's got the
Cute.
big flyers, the ears, but then he's got he looks like a Silky Terrier mix
Right.
with that, or maybe a Gorky body. It's weird,
Yeah.
but he's a good dog. But
Okay.
I'm like, if I'm around him too much, man, my eyes will get irritated. I'll start wheezing.
Yeah.
I couldn't only imagine a cat, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, that's one thing though with this the guy I'm dating now. I don't think he likes cats so far. So
okay, so question: adopt your cat out?
I'm not adopting my cats out.
So you wouldn't give up your cat for this guy?
No.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go. I found
knows.
I
Like, he
found the
He should clearly know.
well, but you guys, okay, I'm going to tell you from a guy's perspective. I'm traveling 80% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dating this gal in Ohio.
Right.
I don't like cats, but I'm going to continue to date her.
Right.
Because in his mind, there's no commitment yet. You're not.
Yeah.
I know me. I'm gone. I'm in Panama. You don't know what's going on. But the point is, like, yeah, I see this girl. She got cat. I don't dislike cats. But if I'm like, I can't live with cats.
Maybe that's not fair to say. So I just know when he's around them, he doesn't really interact well with them. I pick up on that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So I guess what I'm saying is you wouldn't give your cats up for the guy.
No, that's not how animals. You know, you're not gonna give your dog up.
No, but I know that going into a relationship.
Right.
I already have qualification questions, and like, hey, maybe she's not used to dogs, but she's okay. But she's like, I don't like dogs. Well, take a
Yeah,
hike.
I mean, he's never said I don't like cats, but I think he's just got to get used to it. A little bit.
Would you be happy staying in this type of relationship where you guys don't live together and you just keep dating?
No,
What's your drop dead timeline?
I mean, I think within a couple years is a good timeline. Again, because I was already
So you guys
married.
You're gonna go for 2 years. Like he's gone 80% of the time for 2 years.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see how. I got to see how it goes, but I would say within a couple years.
Was he
living
married
together.
before?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was. How long?
17 years. Yeah.
And did he just get out of one too?
I think it's been a couple years. As far as age wise with his son, I would say a couple years.
And how is he older than you?
Only 3 years.
Okay, so he's 43. You're
Yeah.
40. Okay, that's a good age.
Yeah.
And he's successful, top 1%. See, I'm telling you, man, you guys have to have these conversations
We will.
because when they come down to it, it's either he's going to be fine with taking on that provider role,
Right.
and then he's like, I want you to come with me, and you like your veterinarian clinic. You either have to sell it to a partner,
Right.
take your cats in boxes, get on the plane, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know he has said he wants to get married again, and he wants a submissive woman. So
Well, he's Panamanian.
right.
In the Latin countries, it's all there is.
Right.
We're not, and I say we're. I've been over there, and I teach the guys here, And again,
But it's a trade-off because they're also supportive of their women. Like they take care of their providers as well in that culture, which is the part that is important to me.
right, and
Yeah.
that's men haven't changed women have changed, right?
Right.
Even if it's a economic challenge, they're still out trying to provide.
Mm-hmm.
But what women will do is throw the excuse up, well, I'm still working, so I shouldn't have to be in that role. And I remember growing up, my godparents raised me, 7 older sisters and a brother. There was 9 of us. Not all of us were in the home still, right? They were gone, but my godmother was at home with a daycare, but she was a homemaker. And then he went off and he was working. And he'd come home and I'd see him at night or on the weekends. But like, don't leave me with dad on the weekends, right? He's a scary guy, right?
Right.
But, Catholic church on Sunday. So we were like this traditional family. And I saw that. And so when women nowadays say, oh, well, I still work though, I shouldn't have to do this or that. I know women that can't. And I make this joke, and I'm dead serious. They can't even get a Hot Pocket right.
Yeah.
Boiling hot on the outside, ice cold in the middle, right? And I'm not chauvinistic or misogynistic. I love women. I'm not prejudiced against women. I don't have hatred towards women. That's a misogynist.
Right.
But if I'm out there slaying the dragon, doing the best I can as a provider and protector, I don't want to be in a relationship with a woman that's like a man. So what most of the guys I coach and mentor is I say traditionally go to C market cities, small towns. How big is Jonestown?
Where?
Ohio State.
Columbus?
Yeah.
Is
it a B market? Like it's
no.
What's the 100K there? You living good? Not on your standards, because the average income for America, a male
I
is.
think if you're making 100K, it's
because
the cost of living is less than a lot of places.
Is it less than here?
I would think so.
Okay, you're fine.
I mean, I've lived in New Jersey too. It's definitely less than that.
Oh, yeah. Well, New Jersey's expensive now.
Yeah.
But like Las Vegas, 100,000, you're doing good, and that's to me, that's not good for me.
Right.
I had to make a lot more because I would travel and go to. I was from Seattle, and 90K is poverty level, and that's 100. But the point is that women in those towns, I say towns, Columbus, they're not. I want to say ruined, but they're not. What's the word I'm looking for? They're not corrupted.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because you travel. You've been to LA. You've been to San Francisco. Right. You came to Vegas. You see what you got to deal with.
I'm from a small town too, though. Very small town.
Bingo. That's my point.
I grew up. My dad, provided and still does for a family. Like even if I go home, he'll still try to give me gas money. He won't let me pay for anything. Like
I gotta meet your dad.
Yeah.
You got any gas money, Dad? No.
But he's that type of man, and that's what I want. So
right. So to my point is, you're the exception to the rule.
Right.
Now, what most people in the up and coming markets and the tech markets, the coastal cities, they're very liberal socialist cities. So the women are very masculine.
Right.
And I tell them, and I say this, okay, because I always get, well, I know this woman, I know this gal that's a veterinarian. She's not like that. That's an exception.
Right.
The rule says X, Y, Z. I say if you can't, don't date Western women. But if you have to date Western women, go to C markets.
Right.
Don't go to A markets and avoid B if you can, because the women have been just ruined in a way that it's their mindset from the professors. The way they're taught is to go out, slay the dragon. The men is not necessary. And so what you end up having is this product that comes out and it's like, wow, you're just, high body count, masculine, independent,
right.
Boss B, right? So when I say boss B, it's a different terminology versus where you're at. You own your business, but you're also understanding that you have to be feminine. You have to be submissive to the cause. You're willing to, if this guy's like, hey, let's pick up and travel, I got you, we're married, right. You're willing to look at that. Not the cats though. Cats are coming with you, right?
The cats are coming with you.
So you're going to go walking into the Ritz-Carlton in Panama with your 2 cats and you're right?
They're Persians.
Chanel heels.
They're Persians, so they might freak out.
They're mean. Persians are mean.
No,
Persian cats
mine aren't mean.
They're not mean.
No.
So when he comes in, do they take off?
No, they come up to him like they want, like they're affectionate.
And he's just like this?
Yeah, he is. Yes.
It's a cats or me. So if he did say,
my cat sneeze.
If he said it's between the cats or him, he's got to go.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. I'm gonna have you back here in a year. See where you're at.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
But you have to have the cat discussion.
We will.
When?
Whenever he's back. He's
We
back
need
in
to
a
have a
couple.
serious
He's back in
discussion.
a couple weeks, so
Okay.
we'll talk about the cat.
So follow up with me.
Okay.
Let me know. And then if it does work out, great. If it doesn't,
Yeah.
I got to have you back on the podcast in Vegas again.
Right.
You just got to come out here. I'm telling you should buy a house out here.
I mean, I want to come back in November, so we'll see. I like it so far.
November. Yeah, November's good.
Yeah.
In fact, well, F1's going to be here in November.
Okay.
That's going to be all the billionaires come in, the millionaires. It's going to be the rooms are going to be like thousands of dollars. It's going to be that's
Wow.
at the end of November.
Is that the same time as Thanksgiving, like Michigan?
No. Thanksgiving's the weekend after. Formula One is November 18th.
Okay.
That week, and then the week before I'll be in Texas doing a project down there, and then but November's going to be busy. But it's September, October, November, in December. Not December so much, but September, October, November. Vegas is busy. It's
Okay.
slow during the summer because nobody can take the heat.
It's hot.
It's
really
not
hot.
humid though,
It's not humid, but it's really hot today.
is it?
It's 105.
That's not hot.
It's
Come on.
hot.
See,
Yeah.
yeah. So but yeah, you come out and we're gonna have a baseball team here. We're gonna have an NBA team here. We got a football team here
Already?
Yeah, they acquired the baseball stadium that they're demolishing the Tropicana.
Oh, okay.
So that's going down. They're gonna put the Oakland A's, which will be the Las Vegas Athletics.
Okay.
2024 will be their opening year, and then LeBron James is going to have an expansion NBA team here south of that off the strip.
Okay.
And they're at the land already, so we'll have an NBA team, and then this is the most on Zillow, the most searched housing market in the nation right now, and it's still affordable, relatively speaking.
Right.
Obviously Ohio would be cheaper, but and it's the cheapest hub to fly out of. So if you ever want to get anywhere, your 45-minute flight to Orange County.
Yeah.
You go shopping.
Yeah, it's close. San
Costa Mesa
Diego's-
Mall.
What's San Diego, like 4-hour drive? It's not far.
It's a 4 to 4.5 hour drive to OC. Or no,
Okay.
let's take it back to LA. OC is about the same. I've driven there, but to John Wayne Airport's 45-minute flight.
Okay.
San Diego, I haven't driven there from here. I've only been here 2.5 years.
Okay.
But we take JSX. It's a private charter. It's a hybrid between a private jet. It's a private airline, but it's not commercial and it's not a private jet. It's a hybrid. So you
Okay.
pay a little bit more, but you walk on the runway, and there's maybe 10, 15 people max on the flight, and it flies you to Malibu. It'll fly you
Oh,
to
wow.
yeah.
That's
so
nice.
yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
That'll be you with your
Yeah.
cats.
You never know.
So,
Maybe.
well, hey, I know we didn't cover a lot, but I think it was good that you came out. I want you to definitely come back out.
Okay.
I want to bring you out when we have a big panel,
Okay. That'd be fun.
and we got like Pearl out here, or we got you on my friend Michael and Rolo Tomasi have Access Vegas.
Okay.
You got a doctorate, you're a veterinarian, you're a successful businesswoman, you're mature, right?
Yeah.
Been around a little bit. You've seen some things, and I think it'd be great to get you on Access Vegas. So,
Yeah.
And when you have free time, obviously it's expensive to fly back and
Right.
forth. So I should have tried to plan it out. I don't know if they had a show yesterday,
Okay.
but I think it would have been good.
Yeah, it'd
So-
be fun.
Well, hey, thanks for coming
Yeah,
out.
thanks for having me.
Guys, make sure you follow her on IG, Instagram, and then check out our Twitter, Black Ice Reality on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow us on social media on Instagram. And make sure you check the description box below on YouTube and go to the Shop Black Ice store link to get the product. Stay strong, and we'll see you soon.